sucks. This first tournament is going to start right now. Instantly, he's opting to kind of go with fearing the pet, which I really like that sort of play. It seems as though there is going to be a Bestial Wrath pop, so we do have a BM Hunter in the mix right now. I'm trying to click the other little bugger here over there as well. That's why it's important to do it before the tournament starts, so you do have them under your target. The frames are there. This is going very quickly. Did he actually... Wait, did he kill him? Wait. Live. Oh shit. BTSO. How do I get him? How do I revive him? Revive maybe? Revive. BTSO. Oh, thank goodness. Summon. BTSO. A good start indeed. That happened explosively fast. I was trying to target the hunter while still comprehending what was happening. Now, it seems as though one of the hunters is definitely going to be BM. He does have that Bestial Wrath available to him, along with the Intimidation as well. I didn't think the other hunter utilized the Bestial Wrath, so it seems as though they're probably marksmen. I find as though... I found in the past it seemed as though the Beastmaster Hunter maybe was more successful on average versus MM, but it wasn't always the case. Partially because you couldn't fear the pet, which is going to be yeah, a hindrance. Yeah, he does have that marksman. Yeah, the True Shot aura, the mark of the marksman. He's just going right in on him right away. He puts the sapper on him as well. He's down to about half HP. He uses the rocket helmet to reset the fight. Keep in mind, there is no rules, folks. Anything can happen. The scatter shot comes down. He puts it on the pet. It's going to get Bestial Wrath, so he gets it out of the pet immediately. Just kind of trying to pump the damage out on him from afar. They're both trying to do that same thing, but interestingly, one hunter's kind of trying to close the distance and not trade auto for the marksman hunter, and he's letting his pet do everything. That is a very smart call. He's not trading auto shots. He actually is just trying to get in the hunter's dead zone and let his pet do the majority of the damage, and it worked out for him. That's going to be another victory for the BM Hunter. Oh, that's actually 1-to-1 now. That actually is 1-to-1. The reason I thought it was 2 was partially because I looked at the duel log and he had reset the duel, but it was actually 1-to-1 because I had to revive the BM Hunter the first time. So damn. 1-to-1. This is a best of 3 as well. Semifinals will be best of 5, and finals will be best of 5. So the next duel will determine the winner, unless I was mistaken with the winners of each duel. But I do believe it is a 1-to-1 right now. 25 seconds. We can't. Oh, I think I can also use a command to reset cooldowns, or you can just you guys can start the duel, and then forfeit, and then it resets them as well. Oh, dot cooldown. Thank you, Smoke. I should know these things. Asking him to remove the Noggin Fogger. Technically, it's an anything goes. It is hard to hit that target, though. It certainly is a pain in the ass, and then normally that is one of the rules that you can't use Noggin Fogger unless there's something dispellable here. Now, he's going to helmet the Hunter here and sphere his pet at the moment. The scatter shot comes down. The Bestial Wrath is going to come down. A Hunter versus Hunter, it's a little bit of a shit show right now. The BM Hunter is going for the same play right now. Just kind of close the distance, and he's actually using Dragon Breath Chili as well. These are things you just don't see in a lot of these dueling tournaments because Dragon Breath Chili isn't allowed normally. I kind of like this, like anything goes, to see what these players bring to the table to try to take the win, because there's a lot more at your disposal when anything goes. All these little consumables that probably wouldn't have been in, otherwise, but I like the Dragon Breath Chili, especially with the fact that he's BM. The Hunter being a lot of his damage using these little consumables to gain some level of advantage, but is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. The BM Hunter takes it. It was actually very close at the end of the day. Kurtex was able to kind of get himself some autos, but it wasn't quite enough. And the BM Hunter is going to take the cake. And I gotta say, I liked seeing some. I like that. I like seeing that little bit of something different, that little bit of spice. I don't know if I've necessarily seen that strategy from the BM Hunter versus the Marks Hunter to try to like close the gap before and get in their dead zone and just melee. But it synergizes especially well with that Dragon Breath chili. All right, so first duel goes to. All right, the next duel will be between Yak and Fiend. If Yak and Fiend want to get in positions. Pudio's says, can I play Hunt instead of Mage? I'm not up yet anyway. You certainly can, mate. You certainly can. If you need a new summon, just let me know. Mossy, that'll happen to the best of us. Sometimes we just get a little too excited. Especially when you're watching a channel such as this. The dueling flag is going to go down. He's putting the totems down. This is this is an interesting matchup. He instantly uses the Furbolg medicine pouch right away. He's not fucking around. He knows he needs those heals. The Shaman uses the chain lightning. The grenade comes out from the priest onto the Shaman. It is going to connect as that searing totem is just plucking away at them. Yak getting very low right now. Uses the Earth Shock, but honestly he needs to heal himself up. He does get the grenade off. Gets one heal. Is he going to get another one? He does get silenced though. Now this is going to be a Shadow Priest with that silence, which is traditional. Earth Shock interrupting that Shadow magic. Gets the lightning bolt off. Getting very offensive here. Tidal Charm as well. Chain lightning, and then the Earth Shock is enough to actually take this one home. I had my doubts. I wasn't sure who was going to win this one. Yak was getting low, and it was one of those where I was quite certain that in getting as offensive as they did, that it was going to cost them the win. We only saw about one heal come out total. But honestly, it was the key. They knew their window. They needed to burst them down. They couldn't cycle to let those powered shields and heals get cycled. And it's less of a threat the powered shields are just because of the purge. But yeah, good duel. The second duel comes down. It is going to start right now. Shadow Word Pain gets put down. He goes with the Chain Lightning right off the bat to get that on cooldown, just barely breaking through the tip of the iceberg there. Yak down to about half HP right now. They go for the lightning bolt. One lightning bolt, two lightning bolt. Will it be enough? The grenade is going to connect. No, the priest potions himself up to a little bit more comfortable total, perhaps. Will we see the Furbolg medicine pouch once again? Yak about half HP, half mana as well. The psychic stream comes out. Will we see any sort of break? No, there is no tremor totem just yet. They do have the grounding totem, the searing totem. The priest is going to take this opportunity to kind of wand those totems down. The shaman actually is going to get maybe one tick of food and water. I don't even know if they had time for the tick of food and water. They use the ice shark, just cycling that damage. Mind Flake comes out. The searing totem is pretty good actually, because it's kind of creating this situation where they get knocked back just a little bit. The tidal charm comes out. They're going to heal themselves up. They're dangerously low, down to 10-20% HP. Healing themselves one more time. This is honestly Fiend. It doesn't have very much mana left. This might be one where Yak wins simply off of the mana. One lightning bolt, two lightning bolts. They go for the healing touch. They go for the healing touch just really quickly because they know now at this point there's nothing to lose. They can just get defensive at that point, and it is just a war of mana. And they won that particular war of mana. The shaman will take that second duel and go on to the second round. And one of those duels where I feel like there's a lot of matchups that do struggle against the priest, but because of the fact that shaman has that purge and they can deal with that powered shield so easily, it's one of those where they don't have as much trouble as some of those other classes do that have a finite health pool total, and they don't have the self heals to deal with it. The next duel is going to be between Zava and CXNT. I sure can, Zava. I can summon you here. I'm really eager to see how this one goes. I'm wondering if the warrior has so much at their disposal. They're going to make work of the hunter. You know, the one hunter has some of these things too, though. You know, the potions, the whipper tubers, all these things at their disposal. You know, I think either one could win this one. I do think the warrior is gaining a lot here with all these cooldowns. He even has the dragon breath chili. It's scary. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. I do think it's tough. I do think it's tough for the old or for the hunters to win this one potentially with how many how many things that I've given the warriors, but this is a great testing ground for just that. Nasco, actually the tournament just started, mate. So unfortunately, there is no room right now. However, I was actually really searching for people for about 20 minutes, and I want to make it easier in the future to be able to advertise that these tournaments are happening, and I'm not sure which way to announce those that'll be best. I'll probably get like a list of player names that are really interested in these tournaments, so whenever they happen, especially when there's money involved, I'll whisper all of them to try to get as many players as possible. But yeah. All right. The dueling flag is going to come down. We could actually fit you in somewhere, technically. Right here versus ESO. Oh, no, because that needs to be a player from over here. Shit. It's kind of awkward to... It would be almost awkward to reset the brackets, in a sense. Since, you'll find him. Oh, here's the bracket. Here's the bracket. Okay, the duel is going to start. Instantly charges, but he gets trapped right now. So this is the thing. This is the thing. We allow the trap. So is this going to be such a powerful tool for the hunter that the warrior can't come back from it? I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be the proving grounds for it. We're going to see if Zava has what it takes to win this one. He has the Dragon Breath Chili, which is a tremendous consumable, using that whirlwind to try to cycle down that damage on the hunter as quickly as they can, down to about half HP. But they are using that Furball Medicine Pouch, something we're not seeing all the time. But he does have that recklessness here. All it takes is a couple of hits. It's such a scary thing for that hunter to be dealing with that. But I think it's one of those where if they do have things like these nets, their scatter shot, their trap, all these tools at their disposal, they can deal with it. And you saw him deal with it just right here. Now he uses the rocket helmet. I haven't seen a rocket helmet yet either, and bandages himself up, which I do think is the safe play. We haven't been seeing as many defensive plays. We've seen very aggressive plays throughout the night, and I like this defensive play. The scatter shot is going to come out using the feign death freeze trap afterwards to keep the warrior in place as he gains some sort of distance, just gets away just a little bit further, uses one tick of bandage, but then makes sure to utilize enough time to aim shot, auto shot. The warrior is going to charge in. One thing to consider is this hunter is getting fairly right now. Even if he had more health, he's going to run out of mana. Now he always has the auto shots. The grenade is not going to connect. The warrior closes that gap just a little bit more, gets the hamstring onto the hunter in execute range. Can they finish him off? They have the pet right here. They're gonna get stunned, they're slowed by the wing clip. The concussion shot's going to proc and it stuns him, but the bleed on the hunter is enough to finish him off, and the warrior will run away with round one. And this is going to be a best of 3. The semifinals and finals will be a best of 5, and it's a no rules tournament. I just want to see the absolute shit show that takes place. You're seeing a lot of these melee utilizing Dragon Breath Chili, which isn't something you always see in tournaments because it's very strong. But I'm liking how it's being showcased here tonight. You're seeing more aggressive play sometimes with the hunters, with the melees, especially when we were watching the hunter versus hunter matchup. It just made a lot of sense for what BM was doing there. Now, oh, he reflects it immediately. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's why the anything goes tournaments, you're going to see things like that. You just wouldn't have seen that otherwise. Instantly with the trap, able to just charge and reset it all over again. The net is going to backfire going on both of them, but that puts the warrior in a good position. The disarm comes out onto the hunter, which is nice because he was in that melee range, but he gets the distance, gets the stun off onto the warrior here with the concussion shot. The warrior is pretty susceptible here for damage at a ranged. Where's the pet's my question? Where in the heck is the pet? I didn't even really consider it until this point in time. I don't think he necessarily killed it. So that is going to be a huge determining factor in this particular matchup as well, I would think. The pet just so he charges in here or uses the helmet. He's at about half HP. The helmet's tremendous. Now keep in mind, folks, the hunter can use that helmet as well if he chooses to reset things. Warrior's just gonna go in on him. He pops everything and takes the win. Warrior will move on. Well played on both players' part. Jeff giving the Warriors all the tools they need to take this one home. You know what? The Warriors need a time to shine too, baby. The next matchup is going to be Crunk versus BTSO. Another warrior. A lot of warriors tonight. A lot of warriors and a lot of hunters. And you know, I'm glad we're going to get to showcase a couple of hunter versus warrior matchups, because it's one of those where I tend to think those cooldowns we give the warriors are really strong, which I kind of figured going into it. But I wanted to see, now we get to see it, you know, in a couple different instances that same matchup being fought between multiple players. We're going to see a lot of it today. Instantly going with the Frost Reflector. But the sapper is used by that hunter. He's melee. Honestly, he's playing that little bit of. He's a little bit of a hybrid because he has that. He's a BM hunter. He's using that Bestial Wrath, but he's not necessarily using many auto shots. But he's not staying in melee the whole time. Holy shit! Very powerful. The potion comes out from Crunk. Perhaps the Whipper Tuber as well. He uses the intimidating shout, bandaging himself back up. The hunter's going to melee him. Use the feign death. Just one cheeky melee, and then just feign death. Put the trap down, get himself this massive distance, while all the the servants are kind of hitting the pet, which isn't really something the warrior wanted. He would have really loved for that to actually be on the hunter to slow him down. Crunk is going to charge in. He still has those potential 30-minute cooldowns at his disposal. I think he might have used perhaps recklessness earlier in the fight, and I hadn't necessarily seen it. But that first round is going to go to BTSO, this aggressive hunter with just the BM hunter, no less. You see a lot of marksmen, and it's nice to see that BM from time to time. Especially just like I don't know. There's something about the synergy with the melees and I'd imagine they're probably BM survival for the extra melee damage potentially. And this is going to be duel 2. Instantly using the Frost Reflector trap. Just in case the hunter tries to do something cheeky. The hunter decides not to. Now keep in mind, he might have Shadow Oil on his weapon as well. We said anything goes. Holy shit. Crunk using the recklessness and just chopping the hunter down. There was nothing he could do. Just chop, chop, chop. There was no time. No scatter. And that's that power of those cooldowns. That's the power of those cooldowns. He's getting cheeky. Crunk's getting cheeky with him. Well, it is 1-to-1, and maybe he legitimately wasn't ready. That's the power of those cooldowns that I kind of feared, partially going into it. But here we go. The duel is going to start. The intimidation comes out. The BM pet just kind of keeps pumping out the damage. This is the explosive fight is happening so fast. Crunk is going to use recklessness, but it seems as though the hunter has he has so much damage that he put down onto him as well. They kind of exchanged health potions here, but now the recklessness is going to fade. The life-giving gem is on him. The intercept comes out. He gets him down to execute range. Is he going to be able to finish him off? He is. Man, those recklessness might be OP. Good duels, guys. The trap resisted as well. That probably determined that. Ultimately, the trap resist is probably what determined that. It didn't allow him to bandage up or anything of that nature. Honestly, the absolute no rules might favor the warrior. You know what's kind of fun though? Every one of the dueling tournaments I've ever casted, the warriors are a bit of a joke. Yeah, you love to see him. You love to see him shine. You know, you love to see him shine. No rules. It's no rules, baby. No rules. All right, this is we wanted to see how it goes. I like it. I like it. It's a little bit of a rodeo. Here we go. Crunk going on. This is going to be between Young B and Daddy Deep Dick. Yeah, well fought. Both contestants. Another hunter versus hunter. Another hunter versus hunter, huh? I don't know if I was focusing the right frame there or not. No, it's not. My focus frame wasn't working properly. There we go. The focus frames. He's gonna go ahead and just use that living or the ability. He can't be slowed. He's going for those big old melees. He uses the living action potion. Just for that freedom, which is really interesting. He wants to go for that melee style of play. I'm gonna have to ask him at some point here what his spec was. Was this some sort of melee build? Is he a survival hunter of sorts? It is going to be a fear onto the pet here, so that gives him some level of advantage. Young B will be able to reset things a bit. He gets the scatter shot out, gets the distance again, puts the concussion down. But Big OP is about half HP. He does have the auto. He's not weaving in the autos as well. He's very determined to be the melee hunter, the survival hunter here. Now that one melee or one auto might have went out there, but the Big OP just kind of living the melee life right now. But will it pay off for him? The improved win clip is going to proc right here, keeping Young B in his place as the melee is going to be put down from Big OP. But something to consider is Young B is going to be meleeing right back at him whenever he gets in range to be throwing his melees down. He's going for the scare beast. He's like, you know what? I'm going. Oh, he goes for the cheeky bandage. It actually potentially pays off here. Would it be good to just auto and send the pet in potentially? Nah, I just don't know if it would have been enough, because I'd imagine he's survival. The other hunter is marksman, so trading auto for auto will always go in Young B's favor. I like the differentiating strategies and specs from the hunters. We've seen BM, we've seen survival, and we've seen marksman tonight, presumably. I love the variety. Putting the pre-trap down.
Scatter shot.
Oh, he's BM. He's actually BM. So I didn't even notice he used Bestial Wrath right off of the bat. But that makes sense. He was still trying to play the melee game, getting in the Hunter's Z zone. That was what the Hunter did earlier that was BM, and it worked very well for him. So I can understand, employing the same type of strategy here. Now, there is going to be that long stun onto Big OP here, and he follows it up afterwards with the grenade. It will connect. He is going to free himself with the free action potions. He's able to just kind of run at this marksman Hunter. Scatter shot will stall him, but only for a short time. It does seem as though he's going for the fear play. He values that pet damage. He knows that it still does a fair bit, even if even though he is a marksman. Now we're seeing a Viper Sting on Young B. That might make all of the difference. It seems as though he spiked up. He might have used a mana potion of sorts just to stay in this thing, but he is just sitting there wing clipping. He does actually get the Viper on. Did you see? He weaved out, got the Viper onto Young B. There's going to be the hoof stomp that comes out from the Tauren, but the scatter shot is going to follow, kind of just counteracting that CC just a little bit with a bit of his own. This is a very close duel, trading auto for auto. Big OP will take the win, and it will be 1-1. These hunters with very different strategies and very different specs as well, which was the same case in the other hunter versus hunter we had earlier, which is something I really like to see. I like the differentiating specs versus if it was marksman versus marksman, it's just going to be kind of auto versus auto. And you still might see certain things like fearing of the pets and other similarities in the matchups like that. But ultimately, it'd be a lot more autos, where I do like the fact that when we're seeing these BM hunters take the field, there's a lot more of this aggressive running at the marksman hunter. And he pops Bestial Wrath. He does actually even trap the other hunter. These hunters are trading Viper Stings. They know it's just so important to try to their opponent. Young B is the first one to get He actually opted for the Scorpion Sting onto Big OP. I don't know what the right route is. It feels as though you know why he did? Because he trapped him. Very smart. He didn't want the Viper Sting to break the trap. That was a strategy. He knew he was going to be trapping him, and the Viper would break that. Now the fear is going to come out from Big OP onto the pet, as he just kind of he is a little ways away here. It's going to be a struggle for him to close this bit of distance, but he's going to be able to. He does have that free action potion here, which is a huge asset when trying to close the distance and not get slowed by the concussion shots and other things. It's just a huge saver. And that's the first time we actually saw the helmet being used. We're not seeing a lot of helmets being used to a huge effect. Now, part of it is this is hunter versus hunter, so even if you helmet the hunter, you still have the pets to worry about. He's saying Young B is saying good duel right now. Big OP played correctly. I was unsure about who would win that. There was a moment when Big OP was kind of over here and the mana was just getting drained, and it seemed as though Young B was in a fairly good position when he broke the distance. But in the end of the day, Big OP is going to take the win. The BM Hunter takes the cake, and I think that was the case before, and it seems as though we're seeing that I feel as though when I see the Hunter versus Hunter matchup and one goes Marks and one goes BM, it seems as though in a lot of cases the BM has had the edge, but it hasn't always been the case. All right, good duel. Oops, it was 2-1. All right. The next one is going to be Monkey Chimp versus Yak. So it's actually Iverson versus our Shaman friend Yak. Vekos, I can summon you here if you'd like to give me your name. For sure. Yak did well earlier. Is Iverson still here? I actually don't know if I see him here. Oh, no, I do. I'm clicking on him anyway. Oh, summoned. Sorry, bud. Janako. All right. Ooh, he went with the fiery as well. I need to inspect more, to see certain elements that might be interesting. He's going with the Grand Arena Master Trinket here. And the Title Charm. Yak is going with the old Natural Alignment Crystal and the Title Charm as well. Oh, he's actually going with the Insignia of the Horde here instead. We are going to see a reset on the field here. This is going to be round 2 between the two. There's actually 2 friends from chat. This is part of what makes these Henhouse tournaments a lot of fun for me. I can see some of the homies from chat kind of face off as well. So this will be Iverson versus Miss Space here. I wish both contestants the best of luck. Now he is just going to kind of go for the melees. Is he actually a melee hunter right now? I think as though he might have opted for melee build. The wing clips is going to come out as he's just kind of dual wielding here, trying to pump out as much damage as possible. He does put the immolation trap down as well. Nature Swiftness heal will put Yak back up. No, he goes with the Nature Swiftness. Chain Lightning gets very offensive. Yak misspaced. Very offensive Shaman, utilizing that Nature Swiftness not for the heal at the end, but for that Chain Lightning shock. They're like, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I'm low HP. They're low HP too. I'm finishing them one way or another. I don't care if it crits. It should be enough. Round 1 goes to our Shaman friend. Now I gotta say, I love how much melees from the hunters I am seeing tonight. The wing clip is on Yak right now. It's improved wing clip, but they don't care. They're gonna sit still. They're down to about half HP already. Iverson is BM. Now the same thing. The Nature Swiftness Earth Shocks every time. They're going to utilize a potion as well. Both players are potioning. I don't even know who has the advantage. The Title Charm comes down onto Yak right now. The Deterrence comes out, just kind of giving him that little bit of defense available to him. That is going to be a victory for Iverson. The burst is real. Oh my goodness. The title resist, yeah. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Oh, 25% chance. Oh my goodness. We're seeing a lot of melee hunters tonight. This is going to be a reset. The dueling flag goes down. Puts the traps down. Alright, the intimidation is going to come down. Will we use the best Beast of Wrath and how fast? Improved wing clip will connect. The title charm comes down onto Iverson this time. Will they get hit with the lightning bolt? Will they get hit with the chain lightning? No, I think as though they might have avoided it just by trying to rotate around the Shaman potentially here. But the chain lightning will connect this time, but they're already down to about half HP. The Nature Swiftness comes out, but instantly they're going to heal themselves up with this Nature Swiftness. They think they need to get defensive this time. They utilize the healing potion. Title Charm comes down onto Yak right now. They're down to about 40% health. Iverson about 60%. Yak is getting pretty low. The healing is going to be hard though versus the potentially versus a Hunter, unless they have that proc where they get crit, where they are going to be able to free cast a little bit more. The Viper Sting coming down onto Yak. Iverson realizing the importance of kind of, getting rid of some of this mana because he cannot burst through all this HP in the time of his heal. It's just healing itself back up. The Shaman's healing itself back up, but it's too late. There's not enough draining of the mana that has taken place, and that will be a victory for the Shaman going on to the next round. A well-played run indeed from our boy Iverson. A close duel. A close duel. Alright. Hell yeah. There's actually going to be ISO versus Zava. Oh, it's not best of 5 yet. That's the semifinals. This was not the semifinals. This was just round 2. Not that I hate to kick you out, but it happened, Iverson. Feels bad, man. So this one, ISO versus Zava. Oh, ISO is not on their Hunter right now. I wonder if they no, they signed. I think they were gonna play a different character. Potentially. I don't know if they're on there right now. Any ISO in the chat? ISO? Zava's like, oh, I'll take the win. I'll take the bye. Well, I'll take it. He might have fallen asleep. I mean, he might have fallen asleep. Here's what we could do. We could do the semifinals, Crunk Daddy versus Daddy Deep Dick, before we give him the win. And then after that, we'll just give we could if it happens that way, we can move Zava on, and then do Yak and Zava. But we could do the best of 5 with Crunk and Daddy Deep Dick. Later, Ashron. Thanks, mate. Sleep well. I think that's what we'll do. Alright, so if Crunk and Daddy Deep Dick want to duel, we'll do that. And this is a best of 5 as well. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. The BM Hunter versus our warrior friend here. The warrior Crunk is going to be just utilizing the sword and board right off of the bat. Both players do have that Dragon Breath chili. They're throwing the dueling flag down here. Best of luck to both players in the semifinals. Best of 5. Charging right off the bat. You not even utilizing a big the freezing trap like you'd expect. Utilizing the immolation trap. The warrior not even using recklessness. A couple more of unexpected turnabouts for this particular matchup. Not using recklessness but using shield wall instead, getting defensive, not necessarily offensive here. Now though they are getting offensive with the two-hander, not necessarily sword and boarding as they were right off of the bat. But now this hunter kind of seizes that opportunity, sees this warrior, and they're a bit more vulnerable with that two-hander out right now, but they are stuck in the trap as well. Hunter has that, they didn't get full distance, but got enough of it, but the warrior got right back in range with the intercept. They have that Dragon Breath chili kind of just healing them up, or just pumping out that damage just a little bit as well. They use the life-giving gem and a potion as well, pop that Berserker's Rage, getting that extra rage for the damage they are taking right now. It feels like forever slowed though. They have the wing clip on him. Big OP. Even though they went for more of a melee approach for the Hunter versus Hunter matchup, they're going more of the traditional approach here in utilizing the range against a warrior. As to be expected. They wouldn't want to necessarily trade blow for blow. That would be a very scary thing. I don't know how a survival hunter would approach a warrior matchup. This warrior is actually using the battle charge to just charge into the pet right now. The trap is right there, though, unfortunately, and I don't think they have any way out of it. They need a reflector or something at this point. Perhaps that'll be an option for one of their trinket choices if this doesn't go well. Is it a frost reflector? If sorts, if they have that in their disposal, but will they even need it? Big up, getting very low. But he is able to kind of wing clip and avoid some of these melees that are coming out. He puts the grenade down, and an arcane shot potentially as well. Puts the auto in. Crunk getting very low here. All it takes, folks, is an intercept to execute, but we will not have time for that. This big fight will go to big OP. Good duel. Forgot I can do stock cooldown. I could have done that earlier. Warrior eating up. Perhaps trying to get the buff back. Puts that trap down. Warrior's going to charge right into it. Now there is going to be the trinket pop for that extra little bit of a shield for the hunter. The warrior already down to about half HP. Utilizing a potion, but the intimidation comes out from the pet. Grenade does afterwards. Pops down the wing clip. The hunter actually going for the recklessness this time, which is, opting for something other than the shield wall. I'm not sure which is the right way to do it here, I suppose, huh? It's hard to say. Now, the big OP getting very low in execute range. The warrior will take it. It's just sometimes those duels with the warriors get so explosive when the target gets half HP, 20% HP. Execute range, it's over. Execute, as soon as they get an execute range, all it truly takes, Mortal Strike Whirlwind. And then they're in execute range, and scary times. Dot cooldown. Oh shit, the duel is going to start. Stomps, but it's just a brief moment of reprise for the hunter. Oh, he's using the immune to physical attacks this time. That's what I like to see. The grenade is going to come down. The auto is afterwards. The hunter is just going to utilize the recklessness, charge back in with the intercept. The warrior, the hunter is going to use the Grandmaster Arena trinket for that bubble, which is absolutely massive. You love seeing the Dragon Breath Chili proccing and the Shadow Oil as well. You got to wonder if some of the contestants, maybe if they would have utilized some of these little niche items, if it would have made some level of difference for them, such as the Shadow Oil with those procs being so tremendous. Krunk getting very low right now. Big OP breaking the distance. Oh, but he broke the pat, and I think that was intended though. He knew he could start pumping on the damage as he was eating over there. Now the warrior though is trying to hamstring to potentially maybe consider doing something like a bandage. But there's no time. I think this is just going to be a win for our hunter friend. Hey, good duel. A good duel indeed. This one will go to Big OP. So it's 2-1. I believe. 2-1. It's an on-the-fly dueling tournament that we're welcome to the channel, everybody. Dot cooldown. Dot cooldown. There we go. Charging onto the hunter here, the immolation trap is going to connect. Opting for the intimidation instantly, putting the wing clip on him, utilizing the mortal strike. From the warrior here, they opt for a recklessness once again. It's tough. This is a tough one for them. He's just getting kited. He is going to utilize a potion right now. The recklessness is still up. Will he get much use out of it? Nah, for any use he might get out of it, it's mostly just going to be that shield absorption. The hunter wing clipping and just kind of walking away. Intimidation shout is going to end. The pet kind of running around, but now closing the gap just a little bit to keep the pressure up onto the warrior at all times. Oh, the grenade will connect, but the feign death freezing trap will actually put Krunk in a very rough position. Now there's going to be a hunter kind of trying to get away here, or trying to run away to give himself a little bit of distance. Trying to just get a couple ticks of the food, which it could make all the difference. But the warrior does manage to get into melee range here and put 1, 2 down potentially. The whirlwind comes out afterwards. They're getting very low, but all it takes is one more big melee, and an execute is all it technically takes. He gets the intercept off. Nope, this is it goes to Big OP. Good duel. Good duel. We'll be 3-1 for the hunter. They will go on to the finals. Hey, Pem. Welcome everybody from Pem's community to the broadcast here tonight. Doing a little bit of an on-the-fly tournament. This next duel is going to be ESO. This is the last call for ESO. ESO, are you here, bud? I'd hate to get Zava as much as he wants the bye to the semifinals. We'd love to see it play. We think ESO might have fallen asleep. He's been up for a very long time, hanging out with us tonight. Oh, Mossy, I can summon you, Mossy. What's your name? No worries at all, mate. I can give you a summon if you throw your name in the chat here. Okay, all right.
Deterrence down. Silence.
Drunk Archer? All right, gotcha. Ben, you know, I'd love to, but at the same time, I feel it almost wouldn't be fair to plop you right in there. Unless you wanted to for fun, of course, and then let Zava. Well, you think you could for fun if nothing else. I'd feel bad to other contestants, so and there was another friend that jumped in there earlier, and they're like, "Hey, I'll come in," and it was midway started, so I was like, "I can't do it." He will still win. That this game, Ben. I know you were talking, you weren't comfortable with your binds anyway. Hey, we could do it for a showmanship match anyway, for Zava and Ben. Uh, let's do it. All right, let's do it. This is just a showmanship match between Ben and Zava. Just kind of take the place of Iso and Zava. Yeah, let's see it. Good luck to both contenders here. Skating Ben, feeling confident. Wants to try out a duel himself.
Psychic Scream.
Sounds good, Ben. Let me know when you'd like a summon here. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. This is Friday Night Fights. Something I'm going to try to make a common occurrence on Friday nights. Something where sometimes it'll be for fun. Sometimes there'll be a prize pool involved, whether it's from me, other contributing members of the audience that want to throw in for a prize pool. But either way, I want to try to make this a consistent thing on Friday nights. So if this is something you like, consider dropping by in the future. And I'm gonna try to think of a better way to announce that they're happening, because I know a lot of folks would be even more interested on certain nights when it's amped up and there's a lot of prize pool involved, and then some folks are going to be more inclined to come out. And I want to have a better way to kind of announce when those things are officially happening, like, hey, it's happening right now, so I can get even more involved. It'll be evenings my time for Itzio. So I would imagine between, well, I guess just my time it would have been between like 6 p.m. and midnight. But and that's yeah, Central Standard Time. That it will not for Itzio. That was tonight. Today was a bit of actually a really early start because it was beta today. Or I wanted to see the ending of the beta, so I would say it's speculated to be like up to 5 hours after that start time. But that's when I do them though, it'll be a long time. Like tonight, this is probably the last tournament for the night. I can definitely shadow you, summon you, Ben. This is, keep in mind, this is a showmanship match, folks, and between Zava and Shadow here. Filling in for Iso here. Give us a little bit of a show. Make Zave. He's making him work for it a little bit. He's like, you gotta take me down. Even though I'd have Zava move on anyway, it wouldn't feel right for the integrity of the tournament to just throw someone in. But we're gonna have it anyway. We're gonna have this showmanship match between the two. Summoning his pet right now.
Silence.
He is Soul Link Siphon Life. This is gonna be just a best of 3. So choosing to use the Voidwalker right now.
Psychic Scream.
The chaos happening as well over here. Good matchup as well. Dot cooldown. Can I do dot cooldown to give him his mana back? No, I can't. Alright, and this will be round 1 between the two. Unfortunately, Iso did have to go to bed. In his place, from the shadows, reigning from Nobergen. Hard Shadow.
DC.
Instantly using the Death Coil. There is going to be a Shadow Reflector afterwards for any shadow or dots that might happen to, plop up onto the warrior will now be on the warlock instead for that brief instant of time. The Recklessness is just tearing through him right now. Will he even have time for the Voidwalker sacrifice? He's in execute range and he just doesn't. He just gets shredded through. The Recklessness just absolutely obliterated him. The Voidwalker sacrifice maybe would have protected for a short amount of time, but it just poof. The dueling flag is going to go down. Oh, instantly he uses the Shadow Reflect, putting the dots on himself, corruption and agony on him. Oh, that's a rough spot to be in. Is there going to be anything he can really do at this point? He's going to try to fear, but Zava's going to get the fear off instead. And with that recklessness, he is just going to chew through Hard Shadow. Well, we do appreciate him coming out to give us a show. Thank you very much, Ben. And Zava's going to move on to the next round. All right, the next duel is going to be between Yak and Zava. Our Shaman friend. The first time we've been able to showcase and shoutcast them in combat. And it's been a great time. They've been doing good. A very, very, very offensive Shaman. Let's see if that's going to be enough to take home the bread in this particular tournament. Now, this is going to be one of those where this could either way. This could send him to the. Either way, this candidate is going to be able to get into the losers matchup, and contend for that third place matchup, regardless of outcome here. One of them will be able to do that, and the other will go on to the finals. So let's see which will be the case. Zava's been playing great tonight too, I gotta say. Won some money in the last tournament, wants to win some more money. And Warriors are feeling good in the tournament with no rules. So the dueling flag is going to go down. Good luck to both contenders. They are going to throw a totem down just a searing. He's going to charge in immediately. He's just using everything. He's using the free action potion, the recklessness, the net as well. He is just using everything. The title charm comes down onto the Shaman as well. Will we see a grenade as well? The explosiveness from the Warrior is being showcased right now. The Nature Swiftness Healing Touch will just be not too little, too late. It's just not enough. It's just too much. The recklessness per duel coming out from the Warriors, just coming in big. Not as big in every duel as it is some. It feels as though in some of the duels we've seen that cooldown popped and they've seen the duel end. But I guess that's the nature of the beast that is RNG, and critical strikes are not guaranteed. Goodness. But it's a pretty good chance it will. The second duel is going to start here. The Nature Swiftness comes down. Will we see a heal? No, we see a Chain Lightning. The shot comes down afterwards. Oh my goodness, he got him close. He got him close. It's just, there's so much DPS when the recklessness comes out. It is a best of 5. It is a best of 5 for the semifinals here. You technically have one more chance to take this one home. Yeah, you have one more chance, Yak, to take this one home, or to sweep it. Offensive Shaman almost coming out. The Nature Swiftness, Chain Lightning almost coming out at the end, clutch with the Urshock afterwards. You got to wonder if one more thing would have critically struck, would it have been enough. The charge is going to come down. The Warrior has that Dragon Breath Chili as well, pumping away at him. The Title Charm coming down onto Yak right now, not looking good for a Shaman friend, and just the explosiveness of the grenade hits as well. The grenade will not connect with the Gnome, and Zava will take the win. A good duel to both contenders. They happen so fast. They happen so quickly. Some of those where they're just trading blow for blow right next to each other, and they got a lightning bolt or two off. I think one lightning bolt, a Nature Swift, and Chain Lightning, and a couple of shocks, but it's just not enough damage. All right, let's do the bronze matchup first. This is going to be Crunk versus Yak, and this is for third place for $20. So you're actually up next. Sorry I ruined your groove there. I know you were ready to go, Big OP. But this will be between Crunk and Yak for a big 20 smackaroos. Yes, Vakos, you're saying how can I join tourneys? Just be here. Yep. And I'm gonna work on being able to inform you guys better when they take place each Friday, sending out a big group PM or announcing it. I'd always do Discord, but I would like to go a step further than that. The charge is going to come down onto the Shaman here. They are going to hamstring them. The net comes down onto them as well, just using everything right now. The explosive. Oh, I was looking at the other contender as well. Yeah, versus Krunk though, we're seeing a very similar uh, turn. We're seeing very similar results in the
Psychic
outcome
speed.
of this duel, and it just seems as though with that recklessness, they can just overpower the Shaman so quickly. It's hard for them to deal with it. They have the nature swiftness, but. Is it enough? Yeah, you almost need. Do you heal more than that? Do you keep trying to heal? Do you try to fake cast and then heal, and then hope they don't interrupt it, and then if they interrupt it, you're just out of nature magic? I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I do think Shaman is one that probably really has difficulty with the 30-minute cooldowns every duel. So let's see what happens this one. The Nat failed 4 out of 4 times too. You hate to see it. This is a best. This is a best of 5. The charge comes down onto Yak here. Improved hamstring will go out. Trying to charge up the lightning bolt here. Warrior pumping out the damage with the recklessness, puts the title charm down onto the warrior, but he's right back out of it. Nature swifted chain lightning. Oh my gosh, they were so close, but down to execute range they go, and they will get taken down by the warrior. You hate to see it. It was so close. Right at the end. They are going to charge them. They have the recklessness on them again. Pumping out the melees. The whirlwind comes out as well. Seems as though that was probably a critical strike as well. The title charm comes out onto the warrior. This is exactly what they needed. But it's just so explosive at the end. Oh, a bing, a bam, a boom. Good duel, Yak. Good duel. Good duel, Krunk as well. It's rough. That's honestly, I think that's one of those that showcases how hard it is for some classes to deal. To deal with the recklessness every duel. It's rough. It's just too much damage for him to deal with. Maybe a helmet from engineering maybe would have been the difference maker. Maybe a net that didn't backfire. Who knows? Either way, it's hard to deal with. Okay, so Krunk will get 3rd place. Congratulations, my man. This is going to be the finals between Daddy Deep Dick, and Zava for the big prize, for the 50 bucks. 50 bucks versus 30. Who will win it? Both these players have been playing well, and they have a chance of taking this one home. We've seen a lot of Warrior versus Hunter matchup in this tournament. This is going to be a best of 5. Anything goes. Let's see who'll take the cake. The almost RP banter in a sense. You love to see it. You love to see it. The dueling flag is going to come down. Good luck to both contenders. Oh, instantly the trap. Oh, he tried to put a flame reflector trap. He put a flame reflector on. Instantly, the hunter changed it at the last second. That's what I'm talking about. The concussion shot goes down onto Zava. There is going to be the pet just wailing away at them, using that bestial wrath right off of the bat. They are going to use the free action potion, closing the distance here. Will we see the recklessness coming out? No, we'll actually see the immune to physical attacks right now. It's going to be the really difficult for the warrior to deal with during that course of that period, or during the course of that time. What do they do with that? All they can do is try to build rage and kind of wait to dump it afterwards. And honestly, it might be just what they needed. They still have the lap or the free action potion on them, the FAP. That was enough. Honestly, he just needed to burn the time where the lap was ticking away on the hunter. And he did. He built the rage just with the autos, and then as soon as he was vulnerable again, and he wasn't immune to that physical damage, he dumped the rage afterwards. It was enough. The first duel will go to Zava. Both players did really well there. And there was actually a lot to analyze in that fight. There was a lot happening. Between the trap swap in the beginning, and both players effectively utilizing some of these different potions / consumables they have at their disposal. Now you'll notice both of them are using that Dragon Breath Chili, which is a nice addition to the duel. He is going to instantly get trapped. I think that's massive for the Hunter here to take this one home. Utilizing that Bestial Wrath. Intimidation as well. Putting the opting for the Serpent Sting, wanting to use that damage. Zav is actually going for the Shield Wall. He knows he's going to be taking a lot of damage. He's also usually eating the Bestial Wrath, and this is a great time to utilize the Shield Wall, effectively kind of diminishing that cooldown, trading cooldown to some degree. And not only that, he does have that free action potion right now to kind of keep. There's no kiting at this point, unless he does do just this. What I was talking about, the scatter shot. I don't even think he used scatter, just a feign death trap very quickly in succession in order to kind of reset this fight. He's setting the pet in so the warrior is not going to be allowed to charge here. The grenade is not going to connect, but the intimidating shout does come out onto the Hunter here. He has a decision. What does he do? Does he try to kill the pet? I don't think there's time for that, but he can build rage on it. He's at about 40% health right now. He puts the piercing health down onto the Hunter, so he is able to kind of catch them a little bit more easily. The War Stomp comes out onto them, onto the warrior. Instantly a grenade does afterwards. This explosive damage from the Hunter, trying to put down as much as they can onto the warrior. Now the Tidal Charm comes out, but it is going to fade very quickly here, almost as if it didn't happen. The Berserker's Rage is on the warrior. The life-giving gem is going to be used as well. The Berserker's Rage for the little bit of extra rage. But will it be enough? They don't have Mortal Strike for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Mortal Strike. Can they use it? Then they'll be in execute range. Overpower is going to be utilized, but oh gosh. Close duel. Big OP will win that one. He used everything to disarm, the Mocking Blow, everything. The Raptor Strike in the end even utilized by the Hunter just to try to finish off the warrior. Yeah, free charge right in the trap. We've seen some pretty neat things. You know what? I gotta say, we have seen some really neat things with the Reflector. The mind games with Reflector, and Reflector is a result of that being allowed off of the bat. The traps being allowed right off the bat. Good duels so far. I can stop cooldown. Boom. The duel is going to start here. Oh, he does reverse the trap. He actually does reverse the immolation trap. You gotta love it. But instantly, as a result, the Hunter knows he is safe. He's still eating those bleeds, though. Look at those tick away. It is going to be, 25% of his life or so with the melees and the traps. Now, he is going to instantly, though, scatter shot, feign death, trap the Hunter, stun him over here as he's eating up, too. He's eating up, too. It's a really uncomfortable spot for the warrior to be in. The grenade is going to come down onto the Hunter here. Intimidating shout does connect. And now he tries to just kind of keep pumping out the damage onto the Hunter. Now he's already at about 40% though. He still has things like the life-giving gem though. He does have probably potentially a potion at his disposal as well. The grenade is going to come out from the Hunter right now. It will connect, but instantly the intercept comes out from the warrior, closing the distance right onto the Hunter here, putting the hamstring on, letting the deep wounds tick away. Both players pretty low totals right now. Now the Hunter does have the upper hand, not only in HP but positioning right now. Zava's in a really tough spot. The deterrence is down now, so there's a little bit less defense there. The warrior's playing it right though. He's using the free action potion. He's just trying to get rage from the pet whenever he can with those little melees. And he charges. He intercepts here onto the Hunter. It's not over just yet. He does disarm him. He uses the health potion. The hamstring is on him as well. Both players are going to potion up, but the warrior did close the distance. Intimidation is up again. The Serpent Sting is going to fade from the warrior right now. Warrior in blinking HP though. Does he have a Whipper Tuber? Does he have anything? No. This will go to big OP. Was that 2 or 3? Might have been. I think it's 2-1. Bad I need to depend on my contestants for that. I think it's 2-1. 2-1 Hunter up. Alright, thanks, Ben. This could be it. The warrior can do it. He did it once. It can be done. I think it's going to be difficult. Now, this goes to you know what? I'm glad, though. It shows that, 30-minute cooldowns aren't completely broken in regards to just making warriors instant win, instant give tournaments no matter what. I feel like there is still some contention. I feel like some matchups suffer more than others as a result of that. But the charge is going to come down onto the hunter, onto the warrior charges right now. And see, the fact that they can trap him probably evens up the fact that there's the 30-minute cooldowns, to be honest with you. I think that's kind of like a give and take there. Now he is going to use the bestial wrath. The warrior is going to be slowed that little bit. By the concussion shot, but he does get the intercept off at the end of the day. But the fact of the matter is, he's at half HP. There is going to be a trinket that's being used on the gnomish. Oh, the Netomatic, was that a backfire? I think that was actually a backfire. From the Sari, it sounds as though it was a backfire. Everything's kind of going wrong at that point for our warrior. Everything's kind of going wrong in regards to the backfire. Just not quite able to kind of land the amount of damage or any amount of damage onto the hunter in this particular duel, especially. Now we saw the hunter was getting lower on mana, but the fact of the matter was they were still immune to that physical damage, and I think that's just going to be one of those where hunter takes a cake.